Trade barriers. Although many nations are normally committed to free trade, they tend to intervene in international trade to protect the interests of political important groups of production and then promote the interest of key domestic producers. Trade barriers are government policies which place restrictions on international trade. Trade barriers can either make trade more difficult and expensive, as tariff barriers, or prevent trade completely, like trade embargo. There are several trade barriers, but we are going to be checking these four. We have the physical trade barrier, which is physical features that get in the way of doing businesses, like oceans, borders, and these type of limitations. We also have economic trade barriers like tariff, which is taxes or fees placed on imported goods. We also have quotas, which are restrictions on the amount of a good that can be imported into a country. And embargo, which is a forbidden trade with any other country. You may see also some examples. In the way of tariff, then we get some type of taxes that are allowed to be paid to introduce some goods into different countries. In the part of the quota, then we can give an example like some type of clothing or other type of articles that may probably not be allowed to be sold or to be imported from different countries. And the embargo, which is, as I said before, the forbidden trade of certain goods. And then we can see that this may happen for some political reasons. It is very important to know that these type of barriers may have advantages and disadvantages. Let's see some disadvantages. We get, for example, limited product offering. The increase in import costs translate into a limited choice of products. Small businesses, for instance, might not be able to afford to pay these costs, so they will offer fewer goods. We also may see these trade barriers result in higher costs for both consumers and companies. As a manufacturer or distributor, you may need to pay more for the goods required to run your business smoothly. Also, trade barriers can limit their ability to export products, leading to lose some money or revenue and decrease your profits. Also, we may see another disadvantage in the extent of reduced economic growth. Trade barriers affect economic growth in developing countries. And in the same way, we can have less jobs available, since these imports or these barriers in imports may cut the opportunities for people to work or to have more jobs available. However, we may also see some advantages. These advantages are increased consumption of local goods. Duty tax increases the overall cost of imported goods and services. When a government levies this tax on imports, it aims to discourage local consumers from importing. Another advantage may be increased domestic employment. As the consumption of local goods increases, so does the demand. To satisfy the growing consumer demand, domestic producers have to produce more goods and then hire people to work on their factories or farms. Enhance national security. The national security of a government that heavily imports military weapons can be compromised should the exporting country restrict the export of the weapons. To prevent this from happening, a government, especially that of a developed country, tries to encourage domestic production of defense equipment. Enlarge national revenue. Levying tariffs on important goods and services is a strategy governments can use to increase national revenue. And at the end, we have improved consumer protection. The government sets import regulations on some consumer products or goods to ensure they are safe for domestic use or consumption. So we can see here that trade barriers are important in certain ways, although they can also harm the exchange of goods or services. They also can work for the save of some countries' economy. So guys, thanks for watching.